Several times I have described him as the mightiest one, as the most mother of a savior, and the most delightful one. The most. Come in, Professor. Yeah. Your friend has come. Not very late. Yeah. Departments are different, therefore he comes a little. 1 minute. When Shirdi Baba takes so many roles, here is a role of the magnificent one. I've been doing research on the Ivaturi family. In fact, for a long time, Ivaturi pronunciation I didn't know. In spite of my cinematographer, devotee, telling me, today I got the final solution from Sri Rao Garu, Ivaturi. He exactly told me Ivaturi, and Turi, Ara is important. The Ivaturi family, when I think of that, I've been thinking of, ever since I met with him, as one of the greatest gentlemen. Thanks to his mother, Srimati Padmavati, I say, oh, the magnificent one. I kept on saying, magnificent one. When I think of Santosh Naik in Houston, I say, the magnificent one. Yeah, you are not allowed to, unless... I say, Santosh Naik, there is a magnificent one. You yourself, he made yourself a magnificent one, but I am referring to Shirdi Baba. When I think of PhD, Paramahamsa, I say, oh, the magnificent one, Paramahamsa, PhD. There are reasons, but I am not getting into any of these stories. Very different stories I'll get into, but then I need to mention, why is this magnificent one? When I think of Dr. Subhash, pediatrics in Chennai, oh, the most magnificent one, he says every day, because ever since our visit, 1 year and 6 months ago, the incoming patients have tripled. He cannot manage, so he's appointing. Long ago, I told you how to appoint another pediatrician. There is one devotee's daughter who is about to become a pediatrician. About to means next 10, 15 years. 10 years, not 15. 10, 12 years. Medical school takes a long time, right? You become fairly older and then you are declared MD. What is the use? Her brother is saying, I'll do IT. 3 years I get a job. You get a job on 3rd year, right? You know enough of Python, you get Python of a job. And then Dr. Subhash and the eye doctor wife are very, very happy. The business has gone up, they are building a new hospital. When I think of the 2 girls in Guntur district, Pujita and Harita, I say, oh my Lord, the magnificent one. You don't know the story, a few of you know the story of Pujita and Harita. When I think of Dr. Sonal and Dr. Sushma in Houston, how many patients they are helping, how much they are giving of themselves, their time, their MDs. I say, oh, the magnificent one, magnificent doctors. When I think of Mr. Padam Nath in Houston, he's a chief financial officer about to become chief executive officer, CEO of a huge international company. I say, oh my dear, magnificent one. He calls also Shirdi Baba magnificent one. When I look at the Virmani family in New Jersey, they both say, the 2 families close by, they say, oh, the magnificent one, very loud. So much so, I even say, Shirdi Baba, whoosh. Because I'm a senior student at UTD. Professor is looking vacant at me. I am your senior student, he is UTD professor. So I say UTD whoosh, today it is Shirdi Baba whoosh. He deserves it. Because every day I keep hearing 4 or 5 times. So many international students, 67% of UTD are international students. And then 97% of you devotees will say Shirdi Baba whoosh. If you attend all my lectures, every month, हर महीने में आपको आना पड़ता है. I don't force you. It is that magnificent one who will bring you here. A real devotee should be sitting. If all the real devotees of this country come there, they will be occupying the entire first floor and Shanmuka's beautiful room extension. Not finding any place, they will be sitting next to me. They will eject me out and they will sit in my chair. That is the real devotion. You can eject me out. I can stand and talk. I do all my duties standing, including my dinner, lunch, everything standing. I'm a standing devotee. Because I stand at the beck and call of Shirdi Baba, the magnificent one. He may call me any time and therefore I am ready to go. To take that phone, 3 phones, one of which is, it is a scam. But when the story comes to Rishi Chibar, the 18-year-old, the most magnificent, most charming sportsman and a scholar and a valedictorian, tall and healthy and extremely handsome like Shirdi Baba was when he was 18 years old, the oosh becomes a whine of a cat. It becomes oosh. You know the reason? That is our first story for the evening. In a hushed silence, I got to begin. And in a hushed silence, I can say, oh, the magnificent one. I'll take you to May 23rd of 2003. 2003, May 23rd, was an important day for an author who followed this young man's life. This author is very famous, but we are talking about one of the stories there. Rishi was celebrating his magnificent successes in school. He was studying in Noida in New Delhi. He was in a school and he stood first in the school, board exam, 12th. He stood first in the sports. He was the most intellectual person. He was about to join a legal program, a lawyer's course, and therefore he was already doing a board. In this country, you want a board, okay, to get into medical school or some other school. You want a board, a research. He was doing already research in the criminal justice system of India. You need it badly. About that we will see later. Or talk to India's Home Minister. IPC underwent so many changes, so Rishi became very wildly following. Is a very intelligent man, IQ 147 to 157. Such men and women, young ladies, are very rare in any country, right? You can't find everybody like a person that Rishi was. That day, all celebration was over, 2003, May 19th, I think May 23rd or May 9th, one of those dates. He came home. It was already about 10 p.m. When he came home, the car was, the parents left the car in this thing. They had a very beautiful home, huge home in a classic neighborhood. And the car was outside and therefore parents were there. But they forgot the car, therefore he called Rishi, would you please get the car inside? In the meantime, Rishi got a cell phone call that we have a boys' party and all this general party is over. We, the closest friends, will collect ourselves and then do a party, boys' party. Rishi knew that he would not be allowed by the parents. They were very strict and hence his achievements, right? So many feathers in the cap. Do you find anybody even from Koppal High School who is valedictorian, sports first, intellectual? So many CHS students are here, I know. Even the parents are looking up. I was, one of the alumni of Koppal High School. The whole problem is nobody can become a valedictorian because there's a very heavy competition going on. Even if you make it 5.11 GPA out of 5, it's very difficult. So many merit scholars, finalists. All the lists I saw, of which, of 27 students, 28 are Indians and 29 are Telugu people. I am just complimenting one community, but there will be compliments to all other communities of India. I treat them as Indians. I take sides with Telugu people for so many reasons. Okay? So that, my monthly satsangs become more Telugu people, and someday it will be only Telugu people. Professor and Jyoti will not be there. They will say, Mama, do your satsang for Tamil people and Punjabis. Ron is looking up. When are you going to do your satsang for Bengalis? All are bhaktas of Shirdi Sai. Rishi found, the call is there, therefore he takes the car. Okay, mom and dad, they are from the balcony, first floor in India, and therefore, Rishi, come in. Yeah, get the car inside the garage and come up, and then he gets a call from the front, so he locks up the outside door of the huge mansion, and then he takes the car and goes. 10 minutes later, the parents could not find Rishi coming in, and therefore they go and shout, Rishi, where are you? No reply, because he has already gone to the boy's body, and therefore they are wondering what happened, what really happened. Another 30 minutes gone, and there is panic in the mom's eyes, and the dad says he will come. He's 18 years old. Even if you have gone to your friend's home, he will call. Like it happened in California, Fremont, 3 weeks ago. A girl left, she didn't come back at 11:30, 12. So, it's a long story, but I don't have time to cover that story today. In the Primetime miracles, which I'm going to talk, this is Rishi's story is typically Primetime, and if you read, the hoosh will become tears, and then the tears will, after 6 months or 1 year, it will become somewhat of a happiness, and then that is how Rishi's life went. And therefore, 32nd, 33rd minute, they are wondering, panic-ridden faces, they are wondering what happened. A phone rings, and then the phone, from the other person, the phone call says, ma'am, don't ignore the call, it's not a spam. He didn't say that. Don't ignore this call. We found this phone next to a young man. One body is stuck to the car, and the car is rolled into the pavement, and then he is badly bleeding from the nose, eyes, and then the mouth, and then his brain is completely broken up, and his body is stuck in the car, and the other half is on the road. Car itself is rolled. They don't want to believe. Which parent will you believe? If it is your son and daughter, or your brother, father, mother? No. But then she hung up, saying it's a spam. Nope, it is not a spam. Exactly 2 seconds later, 10 seconds later, the call comes. Do not hang up. This is the person. The phone I am ringing, it shows home. Therefore, you must be the parent of this young man. A very charming young man, and this is New Delhi, 2003. And this is a real story. Absolutely real. You can go, you'll find enormous number of details about Rishi, how he is doing. No, I can't say that sentence now. And then he says, what is that? What is the car color? What is the car and what is the dress he is wearing? The answer seemed to take the ground off their feet. You want to get more comfortable? That's nice. The balcony is there. You can stand there like Rishi Sunak and then listen to the whole story, right? I told you the ground was slipping. I'm coming. They said, we have already taken your son to the hospital, nearest hospital, and then we are standing there. Please come. The address is given. They rush. We are coming. They go there. The door is locked outside, and therefore they cannot outside. They call the neighbor. Neighbor is a major general retired from the army, and therefore he comes and takes in his car to the hospital. When they enter the hospital, where can you see? You're looking for your son, Rishi, right? 18-year-old. Just 24 hours ago, just about 4 hours, 5 hours ago, there was celebration in the school, outside, everywhere, because he had all the honors. He has picked all the honors in the school. When they enter, there is a beautiful statue of the bust of Shirdi Sai smiling at the entrance of the hospital. He is in ICU, and when they enter ICU, they forget to see. He is smiling. You would have missed it too. If your friend is lying there, if your father is lying there, you would have missed it definitely. If I'm going to see a friend there in the ICU in Noida hospital, I would have prayed. touched Shirdi Sai and then prayed, Baba, I don't still believe, do you believe? And then I would walk in. Because faith has to be reaffirmed, ladies and gentlemen, bhaktas. Your faith has to show itself. By coming to the satsang, you show a part of your faith. By mingling with the excellent devotees, some of them are wonderful devotees, magnificent devotees are sitting here, I know them by name, person. And so is the other 14 cities, including India. I know most magnificent, mother of all magnificent devotees are listening to this. Because they know, by listening to these stories of Shirdi Baba's magnificence, your life becomes magnificent. That is very true. Ron is a cricketer. He comes there with one major noble cause. He wants to hit sixers every ball. Every ball should be over the boundary line, right? He's a good batsman. One day he will. He's already doing it. He's playing cricket. And then his job, he's not giving a lot of attention to the job, because job, to Baba karenge. He one day told me, Baba will do my job. I want to play cricket. So in life, when they are running with bated breath, they forgot to see Shirdi Baba. When they go in, the picture is very alarming, and the mother is crying because Rishi is lying, his brain is open, and he is bleeding through all the openings on the face, terrible bleeding. And there are 3 persons standing there. When 3 persons are standing there, this mother of Rishi says, all 3 angels, the story is enacted by her, she is told to an author who wrote this, and therefore she says, later on it happens, but I am graphically telling you what happened and how it happened, how it proceeds. She is crying. The father is standing there, he is just looking in total, utter disbelief that my son drives very well, and then 10 o'clock we wouldn't have allowed. All these things is being played up in his mind. Is the mic okay? And he meets with the doctor. The doctor says, Rishi's brain, several parts have come out, and then it's all hanging in there, but several parts are disconnected, and heavy blood loss. And therefore, we consider several descriptions are given, and then he finally says it is very difficult for him to survive. He is already dead, his pulse is going down, and then his breathing is becoming hard, pulse is going down. And then says he's already brain dead. Those of you who are neuroscience graduates, please find one of these days you can even go to India and see this young man. But then look at the journey of how we came out of such difficult conditions. Baba says, the doctor says it's very difficult for him to survive. But at that point, we will try our best, and then therefore they are standing outside. When all these things are happening, the doctors have given up. The doctors are saying, ours is a small, Noida is a very small hospital even today. It is much developed, but then it is small. There is a very huge hospitals in New Delhi, like Safdarjung Hospital, Indira Gandhi, like Indira Gandhi International Airport, which is New Delhi. There is huge hospitals in Delhi, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, world number 1, meaning India number 1. It is there in Delhi, and therefore take Rishi to one of the hospitals, because here he will certainly die. And then an ambulance comes, and then Rishi is taken to a better hospital. And then when they reach the better hospital, the doctors are no more hopeful. They say he is bleeding to death now, and then his pulse has still come down. He got a report on the phone from the previous doctor, Noida. Therefore he says, give up. Receive, make arrangements, paperwork to receive a dead Rishi, and make arrangements to receive his body. There are a lot of paperwork you have to do. When all these things are happening, the boy's mother is at home, right? He returns home unable to bear. The husband is left there, the father of the boy. In utter disbelief, he is unable to control, but being a man, he controls very well. And then, which system they got to follow? They didn't look at even Shirdi Baba, because Shirdi Baba, until then, was an unknown deity to them, unknown Sadguru to this particular family. But look how he is playing the game. How sufficiently Shirdi Baba plays the games, we should know. This is no joke. At the same time, The mother is at home. Mother and mother's daughter, Rishi's sister, and then mother's sister, they all go home. When she goes home, she is inconsolable, and then she keeps on crying, and then nobody can control. She calls the husband in the hospital just to see what's going on. The husband is not picking up the phone. And after a good 1 hour, she's sobbing, she's crying, and then she's about to fall asleep. Finally, she does. When she does, before that she says, "Oh my God, save my son Rishi. Without him, I cannot think of a life. And I cannot even think, please save him. He is in a very terrible danger." At the time, she sleeps 10 minutes, she gets a beautiful dream. A tall, white old man having a white dress and a white headdress is sitting in the dream in front of this lady, Rishi's mom. And when they are sitting there, suddenly she sees in front of under a tree, the fakir is sitting. He's an old man. When he is sitting there, suddenly he sees Rishi is there. Rishi's brain is open. It is there on the lap of this old man. And then all the brain parts are scattered all around. The brain parts into about 18 different parts, big and small, with blood oozing out of the brain, nose, eyes, everywhere, including eyes. And the mother is looking at and crying more and said, "Look, sir, at the feet of this old man," he says, "Please save my son." The old man, looking intently, effortlessly, picks up all the parts of the brain scattered all around, and then he's trying to fix in the skull. Real dream, real person, real story. Fix it, everything in the head. It takes a good half an hour in the dream, maybe 5 minutes or 5 hours. Not 5 hours, it's about 30 minutes to 1 hour. Picks up, and then the head finally she's looking at the head, and everything is fixed up. He closes the head. The old man closes the head and then say, "Don't cry anymore. Don't you see I am fixing the brain of your dear son? Don't you see I just fixed up and closed the head? You need not worry anything, but then you have to wait patiently because it will take some time. Your son will be fine." Mark those words. It will take some time, your son will be fine. Don't cry anymore before these 2 words. Those 3 words she said, and the dream exhaustively ended. She remembered the dream very well, and then she woke up and then called her husband. The husband already spent, it was 4 a.m., they already spent the whole night. The news was not good. She was sleeping, gradually though, and then even the doctor said he is brain dead. At that time, at about 4 a.m., when she's ending the dream, the doctors told her husband in the hospital that Rishi is brain dead, and therefore it is very difficult, even a miracle cannot cure. So, he comes back. They both lost their hope. When they come home, the dream is told to the husband, and then the husband says, "Let us see." The wife has got more confidence and more hope. And then not knowing Shirdi Baba, even while coming, they don't see the bust of Shirdi Sai smiling in the ICU, right in front of ICU in that behemoth of a hospital. They come home, and therefore 3 days end. 2nd June 2003 dawns with no hope at all, absolutely no hope, and they think that this boy is going to die. They have 1 daughter and 1 son. And the father is thinking, just 24 hours ago, the whole world was celebrating my son, and then my son doesn't lack anything. My son is very victorious. My son is very successful. He's going to become a criminal lawyer, India's best, probably, criminal lawyer. And he's already studying legal systems, and then why should it happen, oh my Lord? So saying, this is 2nd June, all right? And at that point, they decide to go every day, but then there is no hope. At the time, the author who wrote the story, the author's father and mother goes to a doctor's appointment. When they go to a doctor's appointment, the doctor is the one who drove the Chibbers, father and mother, to the hospital, and therefore the doctor knows. The doctor tells the author's mother, this is what happened to a young man. No names mentioned, he didn't know the name. I think his name is Rishi. This happened, he is battling between life and death. And he told the whole story. The doctor was very, very sorry that such promising lives coming to an end. Even Buddha should not die like this, right? Why should in an accident? If you want to understand this accident more, just a month ago, Lokesh was a passenger in the front seat. Correct me if I'm wrong. His cousin brother was driving. And Lokesh's wife and 2 children, daughter and son, was in the back. And then Lokesh's father-in-law and mother-in-law in the back. It's a SUV. About 80 miles from Dallas, they are going there for a vacation and then coming back. And then somebody took a do not enter, they didn't see. Maybe DWI, maybe DUI, they're one and the same, and therefore he comes and hits. Except Lokesh, I'm hurrying up because this is not the story, but this is equally somebody who saw this, somebody who went through this, somebody who is partaking. There are 2 persons there in this zone. One is me, the other is sitting here. Well, third is wife and others. Lokesh is surviving. How is he surviving? You can't even, I don't want you to, because you cannot experience this. Below the hip, everything is paralyzed. He is put on a wheelchair. Correct me if I'm wrong in description, because I have great focus. I think of Lokesh every day, just like the 2 girls in Guntur. Not a day passes before thinking of those 2 girls who saw in a frozen lake on a thin sheet in Arizona, who walked ostensibly to take pictures. There is a board saying, thin ice, don't walk. The 2 girls' daughters are watching their parents going down the frozen lake. One fellow went to Venkat and another fellow went to save. The other fellow also died. Venkat escaped. Is he there here? Venkat is not here. He should have been here. Now Lokesh is in a wheelchair. He is now living in Atlanta. Thank you, my dear sister, Lokesh sister. You are saving your brother. Am I right? Such incidences are plenty. Getting back to this evening's story, the author goes into this thing, and therefore the parents, author's parents, get the address of Rishi's parents, and then they go home. At the same time, the author goes 2 days later, 2nd June, goes into a Shirdi Baba temple. Wherever there is a Shirdi Baba temple in New Delhi, the author walks into. Such is the faith. It could be 11 p.m., it could be 12 p.m., the doors are closed. The doors will open for a devotee like this author. If you are a true devotee like Tirinyana Sambandar in front of a Shiva temple, the Shiva gates will open, locks have opened. So says the book, Dancing with Shiva. Authoritative these things. Encounters. So, she goes there, and then there is an arati already begun. She loves the arati. There is nothing in the world like arati the author enjoys, just like we all enjoy the arati whenever in the temple. And she wanted to call the mom and, father and mother. It is night time, night arati, and therefore she cannot call. There's a lot of noise going on a loudspeaker. Therefore, it takes a cell phone and puts it on the temple's microphone and calls father and mother, and they are listening. At the time, they got Udi, because they already know the address and all that from the doctor who they met in the hospital, and therefore they have the Udi ready. He is debating whether I can send the Udi, because Rishi's parents are already in great distress. He's almost brain dead, and they're going to lose such an incredibly intelligent boy, successful boy, charming boy, tall boy. So many descriptions. When I read that essay, long essay book, I find such boys exist or what? All good qualities rolled into one. Very rarely you see, unless God's bless you, Sadgurus bless you all your lifetime. Can be that. Ron, you need not waste your imagination. You are not one. Even though you hit sixers every ball, you are not Rishi, and I don't want you to be Rishi. That's another thought. Parents, who is calling at this time? This Arati. He calls his wife and then say, look, Tremendous, this Arti, we are debating whether we can send the Udi to Rishi's parents, and this is Arti coming up. Therefore, that is enough proof that Baba wants us to send the Udi. So Udi is sent. When Udi is sent, they come to know of Shirdi Baba for the first time. To the person who came to know Shirdi Baba for the first time, look at all the tremendous miracles that he is going to perform in the life of Rishi, the 18-year-old. And therefore, they get very happy. But then the father is wondering, lakhs and lakhs of rupees you have to send. At that time, he goes to the hospital next day after the Udi comes, and then he goes there and meets with the doctor. He says, Rishi is almost brain dead, and therefore, I told you already 3 days ago, make the application, receive the body, go for the cremation. At that point, he has a friend, a neurophysician in the same hospital who is, because it's night time, his duty is, so he is home. He calls that neurophysician and then his best friend, you come and handle the paperwork. He comes there, he doesn't want to handle the paperwork, he takes a look at Rishi and then he sings. Rishi is thinking his friend, doctor is saying, and is a surgeon. But then the doctor says, let us give one more shot. I know all these things. The doctor friend says, who attends on Rishi, says, if this surgery is not going to help, if anything, it's going to inflate the bills. If the bill is already a few lakhs, and then it will go into 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. And then the friend says, the author's parent's friend, who is a neurophysician, says, let us give one more shot. For some strange reason, I believe there is a divine touch in him. Rishi will be, you can save Rishi. For this reason, let us go and try. I'm a neurophysician, you are a surgeon, please take him to the, so they enter the OT. When all these things are happening in the hospital, Rishi's mom is about to sleep for one more night, restless because son is already brain dead. They got the Udi in the hand. She's thinking of Shirdi Baba, and then she falls asleep immediately because overcome by grief. She cannot even stand, she cannot even eat, just lulls into sleep, and in the sleep, she gets a dream. Before she sleeps, she is thinking, so many lakhs of rupees. An ordinary family, because of service, they have built a bungalow and all that. The savings bank or checking account, a current account will have a few lakhs, 1 or 2 lakhs. And the doctor has said, several lakhs the bill will come if the surgery is undertaken. But the friend said, do that. At home, she goes there, and then in the dream, Shirdi Baba appears. Shirdi Baba is holding a kalas. And to Shirdi Baba, not knowing Shirdi Baba, she already knows 3 days. Shirdi Baba has been introduced through Udi and then some other words from the parents who don't know Rishi's parents at all, from Adam. And in the dream, he is holding a kalas and he keeps on walking. She is there in the dream, and then Shirdi Baba's kalas is full of gold coins, and then when she is walking, a few coins, it's to the brim, overflowing, coins fall, and then Baba says in the dream, my dear mother, pick up all the coins that are dropped. Pick up all the coins, don't leave anything. So he keeps on dropping gold coins, and then she keeps on picking them up, and then at the end of the dream, she has got lots of coins, number of coins, and the vessel never gets exhausted, and then she collects so many coins, and then the dream ends. What? Dream ends, and she doesn't have any coins. She calls her husband and tells, this is first time also he is resembled the same. It is Shirdi Baba. And the husband says, yeah, we saw a bust and it is Shirdi Baba. The Udi has come, it is from Shirdi Baba. And therefore, confirmation is there that Shirdi Baba has got a connection, he wants to help. Now, 10 to 15 lakhs to 20 lakhs, Baba is already in the dream giving a few gold coins, enormous number of gold coins. And therefore, the surgery result, shifting to the hospital, the surgeon comes back, he goes in with a drowned face, not knowing what else he can do because brain pieces. And then when he does it, collects all the brain pieces and assembles, he comes out and says, I can't believe, I've been working on surgery on the human skull for 30 years, human brain, 30 years, exact words. I have never seen this miracle happen. He tells Rishi's dad the same thing that Baba told in her dream. Now why are you sad? Why are you crying? I have just now put all the parts together and then closed the brain. Your son is going to be fine. Same words. He didn't know that in the dream he spoke to his wife, Rishi's mom, and therefore they are exchanging notes, and then they said, this is some miracle is happening. The first hint that Shirdi Baba gives in your life is one such thing, a touch and go, right? Like the football you see on the tee, the most violent game, sometimes it is touch and go. Even in the touch, somebody will get concussion, again of the brain. Touch and go sport. They come home, and then next day, the father comes and says, the surgeon already said, you are going to build 15 lakhs of rupees, and in the 15 lakhs, you have got to pay it before tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, we cannot continue with the post-surgical thing. That's the hospital rule. 15 lakhs, to some people, to several people, it's very hard to find in one day. But then he runs amok. He goes to his bank account. He gets only a few thousands, close to 1 lakh. Next day he has to spend. And the mother says, let us go on some extension. He's just wondering, his brain completely, blown to pieces, the father. And he thinks, the wife says, go and get some friends, meet some friends, they will all collect some money, let us collect 15 lakhs. And then get some extension from the hospital. So the father goes to the extension counter, the customer service department, and says, a fine lady is sitting there, the Hindi-speaking lady in New Delhi, and then tells, I'm the father of this particular boy whose surgery was done. And the doctor has said that before today afternoon we have to pay 15 lakhs, and if you don't pay, so can you please extend it by another 10 days? What is the account? What is the ID? Everything is given. What is your full name, your address? She checks everything and then tells Rishi's dad, your account is 50,000, 50,000 in credit. Your account is 50,000 rupees more. He is in utter disbelief once again. The same disbelief, but happy disbelief. He says, what? It cannot be. Did you check the name? He said, all the names, all that you said, give me your address, everything. She reads everything exactly matches his home address and telephone number, everything the same. Rishi, the age, date of birth. Who paid the amount? Instant. Said, several people came. He said, what several people? They were all old. Several people came. They were all old people. They were all wearing white. Jibba kind of thing, kafni, we say. And they have a headgear. And they were all looking the same. 11 people, 9 people, they all came and each paid the same amount and then real money, and therefore your account is 15 lakhs and 50,000. And in disbelief, they got a card from the customer service. They went home that the amount has been paid. The author says, at this point, the parents started believing in Shirdi Sai. The mother started believing in more. This bhakti is always in Rishi's mom. She already knows that there is a prime force. There is a magnificent God people call. They don't know anything about Shirdi Baba. Whereas the author's mother and father, they know Shirdi Baba like the inside of your palm. They believe in Shirdi Baba. They take refuge in Shirdi Baba. Anything that goes arati means even the phone, on the phone they listen. The daughter, the author, sends it through the phone. What a bhakti. Somebody mentioned about Shankar. I used to say Shankar Bhavan ki jai, Shankar Maharaj ki jai. He's sitting here in our congregation. The other day somebody said, his bhakti, he may not talk, this is a true statement, he may not talk much, but his bhakti, nobody can conquer him. He has got very deep bhakti. With that bhakti, he can challenge other devotees. I have seen it often. I've seen it often in this Shankar Maharaj ki jai. How come? Some people are blessed with that kind of bhakti. Women naturally have, but 72%. And therefore here, in most of the stories you will find women getting into egging on their man to believe. And in the real life, the woman is believing, the man is fighting. The woman doesn't want to call 911 because I believe in Shirdi Baba. We will call uncle and then solve this problem before you go up the wall. That's really happening. I'm not just saying anything. These people are lulled into thinking, but then major hurdles are still there. Is brain dead? And then Baba puts in everything. The surgeon has put the same thing, same sentence, and therefore, what to do next? When they are doing this, she goes to the hospital next day. After the surgery, she has the Udi in her hand. Rishi's body is jumping up 2 to 3 feet, exactly up and down in spasm. And his breath is in spasm. He cannot breathe in short spasms. He's seeing the body is going 2 to 3 feet literally. And then he is looking at that, and then she doesn't know what to do. The father doesn't know what to do, and suddenly she remembers in her lady's bag, she has the Udi that came from the author's mother the other day. Right? Only 2 days ago it came. The author's mother don't know whether it's the right address, whether they have it. She takes the Udi and applies on Rishi's forehead. While she is taking the Udi, when she is approaching the forehead, also the body is jumping 2 to 3 feet. When she touches the forehead of this wonderful young man, the spasms stop. He starts breathing very good. In her own words, if I say, you will start crying. Such a raw miracle of Shirdi Sai. She immediately goes to the ICU entrance and then gets the statue, the head of Shirdi Sai, and then say, thank you, Shirdi Baba. And from there, the story goes on and on, blessing chapter, blessing 2 and blessing 3. What happens in blessing 2 is, Rishi comes home after about 3 months in the hospital. I'm not getting into all the details, nitty-gritty details, you would easily guess. He comes home, and then when he comes home, the author goes for the first time. In the beginning of the story, Rishi was zero. The thought of Rishi was not there. At the end of the story, the author says, I am Rishi. At the end of the story, the author becomes Rishi. In between, there is a Chandrabhaga river of emotions. They cry so many times. A particular moment comes when she goes home and then looks at Rishi. She thought a young man, a very nice, good-looking young man, 6 feet tall, very charming, will be there in the bed, and then the parents with a drawn, wry face, they take, even though they are happy, Rishi is home. The head is completely assembled, all parts assembled, but then the brain parts, neurosurgeons, if they are here, the budding neurophysician surgeons know, it is the most difficult surgery on the planet. You can't just assemble a brain. If you are brain dead, doctors will give up. He is brain dead. Probably next 8 years, that fellow will be in coma. They went in, the author goes and sees an amalgam of bones and flesh. The blood stains are still there in the nose, eye and the ear. The flesh is still there. And the mother says, there's a picture on the table next to the bed of Rishi, the most charming person. Is he the same person? The author says, he's the same, he's Rishi. Identifiable, cannot recognize. The parents say, we saw Rishi, we saw the surgery, and therefore we believe that is our son. And she goes, and in her diamond necklace, the author has a Shirdi Baba pendant. She goes and dangles. He opens the eyes. This author is a very great devotee of Shirdi Sai. What she does in his life, I am not even entering. She is a very famous person on the face of the planet for Shirdi Baba. For her, Shirdi Baba is everything. Seeing the pendant, he opens the eyes, never opened last 6 months. And then he is saying, all these gurgling noises. And the parents say he cannot talk, he lost his speech. He lost his eyesight, he lost his speech, he lost his movement. What kind of a... I chose this story because the faith in this author, the person who goes there, who sent the Udi, who goes there, who first prayed for him unknown, Rishi, goes there for 6 months, 8 months and 12 months. At the end of 12 months, Rishi starts opening the eye, She starts talking. The author gets a dream. Shirdi Baba comes in the dream, says, you go and says, Baba, how can we cure? He is still not able to talk. He is not looking like Rishi. Baba says, have patience. Have patience. I'm curing him one step at a time. And therefore, you go and teach him words right from the beginning. All English words and Hindi words. This author starts. So a year goes. And when the year goes, he is gradually mumbling a few sentences in English and Hindi. Their mother tongue is Hindi. Rishi is coming into life. The mother often thinks these days, what a picture. Today is 2024 and then 2003 May. They all think. The author who got him into life, she thinks, what a magnificent Lord. What a magnificent Guru, this Shirdi Baba. Can you put yourself through this story? I told the story, an amalgam, putting so many things like Rishi's brain here and there, shortening it up. The story is a whole book. The author is still writing because she says, I have become Rishi. I cannot live without Rishi's thoughts. Like it ebbs and flows like the waves in an ocean, Rishi comes and... Because she is doing that, Rishi is getting better, day in and day out. Such stories you hear in this satsang. Did you not like the story? Did you not see how magnificent this God is? Do you understand how magnificent is this uncle there, right there, Shirdi Sai? And therefore, another person who lived the same life, but no car accident, nothing. She is called in the previous Janma Shirdi Baba's mom. In America we say Shirdi Baba's mother. This is the invincible story of Shirdi Baba's mother who lived in Chennai in an area called Raja Annamalapuram. No, Mandavali Pakam. Those of you who are from Chennai will know Mandavali Pakam, Mandavali Mylapore temple, hardly 2 miles from Mylapore Shiva temple. She was living in a small, modest home. Along with that, her son-in-law Padmanabhan was living there. We didn't call him Paddy, we called him Padmanabhan. This is USA, therefore, Aima's husband is Paddy. When I talk about Paddy in Houston or in Boston, they say, oh, this lady has married an English husband. Yeah, he looks. So I come and say, I look more English. Haima laughs. The daughter, Raja Rajeshwari, Padmanabhan is the husband, is about to retire. And Baba grandmother, we used to call her Baba Pati. Baba Pati, we have seen, me and my wife, we have seen and we have gotten her Horlicks and all that. In the Nadi, I told Baba Pati in 1981, you are Shirdi Baba's mother. And she used to look 10 times whiter than, fairer than Mrs. Indira Gandhi, one of the former prime ministers of India, not here. India, 10 times fairer. If you touch, there will be red marks of blood. So fair. I used to sit down and talk with her in the cart. I still hear every day when I see her picture, Vishwanatha, she'll say that. In the oldish style. Okar, sit down, she'll say. Pati, I have brought you Horlicks. Chari, mix panni kudu. Mix it and give it to me. At that time, in all those times, Rajeshwari, the daughter, will rush in and say. In course of time, Baba Pati passed away. And then they both were living, Rajeshwari and Paddy, Padmanabhan are living there. One day, Rajeshwari gets a dream. Shirdi Baba, Satya Sai Baba and Baba Pati. They are there. Shirdi Baba is telling Raja Rajeshwari in her dream, your wedding anniversary is coming next week. You celebrate it. Get 25,000 rupees, India, right? 25,000 rupees of gold ornaments. They say, after saying, they vanish. All the three, both the Sai Babas and Shirdi Baba talks. And she wakes up. She said, no, 25,000 rupees I don't have. Baba party was very famous. My mother has already passed away, and therefore, how can I collect 25,000 rupees? They had a savings account in which hardly about 4,000 rupees was there. She had confirmed to me, this Rajeshwari is very well known to the cinematographer devotee. Where is Nanda Kishore? Kishore is gone? Okay, he's upstairs. He chose to be Rishi Sunak. Okay, all right. Balcony is meant for British Queen and British Prime Ministers. I told you long ago in one of the satsangs, right? He's a great devotee, of course. She was wondering, 25,000 rupees gold ornaments. My mother knew several gold jewelry owners, including Lalita Jewelry. But then, how can we get this on loan? It's a huge amount. In India, in those days, it's a huge amount. Today, 25,000 rupees, nothing. Because in India, all scams are happening like 7,000 lakh crores. You don't know how many, zero. 7,000, we know the zero. 7,000 lakhs, lost. Crores. That is how all the things. Rajeshwari sleeps one day, always wondering what to do. Amma, what to do? Baba, what to do? They are great devotees of Shirdi Baba. Okay? In the dream, Pati appears and says, why are you worried? Baba says, when he says 25,000, he will give 25,000. She vanishes in the dream. You should have Shraddha, the faith. Saburi ki baat to alag hai. Not everybody can develop saburi, patience. But then Shraddha, faith, you have to have a faith in life. If you come to the satsang, you should have faith in Shirdi Baba and uncle. Uncle is not talking about 4 more years of our president or the vice president, Kamala Mami. All right? Everybody is wondering. She is our vice president. With great respect, I say, I take her to Tanjavur district and then talk. In Tanjavur district, if she walks on the road, she will say, Mami, Wango. Come, Kamala Mami. Her ancestors are living there. One person is still living there. Therefore, when Baba is handling the matter, she sleeps. It is 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, there is a knock on the door. There is a knock on the door. She is, bleary-eyed, and she wakes up and she doesn't even wash the face because that is the time in Chennai milkmen come. 4:30. She thought it is 4:30. She opens the door. There is an auto rickshaw. The engine is not off, and then she goes with a vessel. And in the vessel she goes there. Usually the, auto, early morning some people come by auto. Now milkmen are all very rich. Culture has changed even in Chennai, right? But still the Bombay packetwala, the food, they still go by cycle. Motorcycle and cycle, still in Mumbai. Big business. Rajeshwari shows that something white comes and drops, somebody drops. And then she thinks it is milk, she takes it inside. And then he comes out, it is a 6 feet 3 inches man, very, very fresh and fair, 6'3". He just looks at Rajeshwari and says, here is what you wanted, this is what you wanted. He goes there, the auto goes and vanishes. She sees, where is the auto? By the time she goes inside and then puts the stove on, the gas comes on, she puts the vessel on the gas and then finds out it is not milk any longer. It was not milk when it was given. It is a white envelope, and in the white envelope she takes pristine, pure, wonderful, fresh-smelling Reserve Bank of India currency notes. Counts 25,000 rupees. 25,000 rupees came. Tanuja Garu knows the story already. You already know the story, right? You are telling her. Have you heard of the story before?
She has been to that temple.
Mylapore temple? Excellent. Have you met with Rajeshwari?
No, I didn't.
Mami? She's very old now. Okay. All right. She's from Chennai, I believe, or maybe doing her postdoc research in Chennai. So, 25,000 rupees got, and then all her life she was Shirdi Baba devotee, a fan of Shirdi Baba. She goes to the temple because mother used to do miracles of Shirdi Sai. Because she was mother of Shirdi Baba. She is the mother of all miracles. She was the mother in the previous Janma of Shirdi Baba. right? Have you ever heard the story of the boatman? Ganga? Yeah. Ganga Bavadia and what is it? Ah, that's right, Devagiri Amma. That is one story. There is other story also. In both the stories there is proof. And even Baba Pati's husband Rangasamy was born in Andhra Pradesh, the then Andhra Pradesh. He was also notified and he gave an interview to the newspaper Hindu, and the Nadi confirmed all these things. Such noble people have come. She got the $25,000 rupees. She bought the gold jewelry for half the amount. The other half she gave it to poor people. There's an ashram nearby in Adayar, Chennai. She gave it to her. When all these things were going on, this is Chennai. When I saw the PhD Tech, once upon a time PhD Tech student was sitting there, I was remembered of several miracles that Baba did in my life. I've been through several miracles, hundreds and hundreds of miracles, but this miracle I have never told, because I am writing in my book one chapter for my miracles, my life. This is my life. I call them PhD Tech miracles. You will like it. In fact, she was staying in the hostel in a room, the extension of which, before the extension, was A10, the corner room where I was a student. A10 was extended into girls, and that room belonged to girls' hospital, girls' hostel, not hospital. Because I went with my wife to that very room and she didn't know. I said, this is where I stayed, but now this is girls, belongs to girls' hostel. I lived in the old hostel. I lived in B block, B30, the corner room. That's my engineering degree. But then I was living in a place in Coimbatore, and then this is called a subheading of cycle and bus miracle. I used to go take my cycle. I was lean, like there was only bones, there was no mass, muscle in my body. I was very, very lean. I used to say I was leaner than Sapna Garu. Sapna is no longer leaner, but she will get, oh, this is an affront to my dignity, Mama. No. Several people want to look like you. When I was going there, in India, I'll tell you only the graphic, not the entire detail. A level crossing, the train comes, and before the train comes, 40 minutes in advance they will put the gates. Watch this carefully, 40 minutes. My PhD Tech bus will be there and standing in the Uppilipalayam bus stop near JM Bakery. Have you seen JM Bakery? Bakery is still there and probably in a very beautiful building. In those days, primitive building is just a very famous place. You have to park the bike there and then get into PhD Tech bus. I am standing here 40 minutes. Several days I have to see my watch, wake up 15 minutes early to avoid that gate. Just for the gate, 15 minutes early, and you will be off asleep and you will be pedaling. It's a good 20 minutes. That day, I had a test in fluid mechanics, first hour. In engineering college, first hour is 7:30 a.m. I was going there, the level crossing was down, and then I was looking, it's a heavy cycle. In those days, cycle. These days, lots of gear and all that, they will fly. No longer. In those days, just a heavy bike. I'm standing there. You can't. If you're walking without a bike, you can go through. There is a door, you can go and cross and go. Even then, the Uppilipalayam bus stop is, JM Bakery is far away. I'm just wondering, oh my Lord, what can I do? My God, come and help me. Suddenly, when I said that, there's a very strong muscle man, the type of which you see in the club for fitness, gym, so-called gym you see. All those guys who take 28 omelets for breakfast, who come and develop their muscles, protein shakes, they bring a huge bottle, like a which I have never seen. And then half of which will be shared, the other one will be full of water. They keep on drinking. I've seen it. There's no exaggeration. Bodybuilders. One such very nice, charming face, he comes there. Thambi, onnu kavalapada. This is Tamil, I'll translate. Thambi, kavalapadadinga. Ennoda vanga. Thambi is younger brother in Tamil. Thambi, don't worry, just follow me. I'll help you. Transliteration, I'll help you. Makes sense. So I'm just looking at him, he's too strong. He touches the cycle, follow my son. He touches the cycle not like this on the seat. Pulls up. I had to go 7:30 fluid mechanics. In my this thing, I'm thinking about fluid mechanics, favorite questions, Sham series and all that. This fellow is doing a miracle, and then what is he is doing? I just said, okay, we will think about that later. He just follow me. He said, Thambi, this Thambi is following. Third B, I was doing, third year engineering, mechanical engineering. You'll be wondering, after mechanical engineering, what is Mama doing here? I never was an engineer. That story is in my book. That's different. I was an economics graduate doing engineering, thinking of writing IAS exam in India and bank exam. Ultimately, I became a bank officer. Anyway, that is my story. My junior student doesn't know anything about me. If you go to PSG Tech, some people, Lashmikantan will talk about me. Is he still living? You don't know. My staff advisor. He takes the cycle. Very interesting. He goes to the other side. Thambi, translation. Here afterwards, when you come and there is a gate, just think of me. Just think of me. I don't know his name. He's a muscle man. Huge, 6'4" and very well built, charming. And then he says, Unga bus anga wait pannadhu. Your bus is waiting there, PSG Tech bus. You just go. It will take 7 minutes, go on to JM Bakery Park and then still walk for 1 minute. And then when I take the cycle, I am at JM Bakery. When I just cycle, it still takes about 8 minutes. On the way is the Radha Theatre and all that. That is still known. They have got an overhead pass now built, which also I saw. Go there. Keep this thing. Okay. 8 minutes, 2 seconds I have crossed. Conquering of time. I was a debater in the college, PSG Tech. So I said, the conquering of time, who is he? I was just thinking, but my fluid mechanics comes and trashes against my thoughts. I have a test, you have to write. In those days, 75 marks and then 25 marks is with the professor. The pilaka of 25 marks, the pilaka is in my professor's hands. In Tamil, it's called Kudumi. Okay? So for 75 marks, you have to get A+. Otherwise, your final grade, GPA, everything will go down. I get in those thoughts, I just rush to this thing, the front door. There are 2 doors to the bus, as you know. It's a huge bus. I get in, and then when I'm getting in, this is the climax. The driver turns around. Thambi, vanduttingala? I was waiting for you in Tamil. Same muscle man sitting and driving my bus, PSG Tech bus. That woke me up. I went and wrote the exam extremely well because of his grace. And then every time I take the cycle, that gentleman used to come and lift the cycle. I used to think, why don't you lift me also? I am tired. He read my thought, he'll smile. And then several times he has helped me whenever I was in trouble, because from home or Aspuram all the way to Mettupalayam Road. And when I was going from that incident, when I was going on the Mettupalayam Road from Chintamani supermarket all the way to Srinivas Theatre and then turn at Uppalipalayam gate, it usually takes 20 minutes. From that incident, it used to take 10 seconds. Conquest of time. I enjoyed from my 19th year, 18 years old, I saw gods can conquer time. That set me into thinking. I was a very philosophical student. I was a very successful student. I had more extracurricular activities than my courses. I did lots of this thing, editing my college newspaper, TED Talk editor and all that, science magazine I used to write. So I started thinking more and more about all these Sadgurus. That is how it worked. And Coimbatore has got a Nagasai Mandir, Coimbatore. And Nagasai Baba appeared as a serpent. That's a different story. The flower bazaar, that day was a Sunday, flower bazaar was not open. And then they went all the way to the Big Bazaar Street. You know Big Bazaar Street in Coimbatore, where there is a Mariamman temple in front of which there are lots of flower sellers. They used to buy. Until then, the snake was there in the temple. They photographed the snake, which is still there in Coimbatore, Nagasai temple. I'm not talking about Coimbatore, that rich city, fastest growing city. I'm talking about how Shirdi Baba helps you, how Shirdi Baba helped me. Do I have the luxury of some more time? Host. Is my satsang too long? You just say. That's all I would understand. When Shirdi Baba was becoming so popular, Jyotindra, had known only, he was a young man. Jyotindra Ramachandra Tarkad, the son of that famous Bhattariya, was a Mathariya, the old man, respectable old man, and Sita Devi's son. He used to go to Shirdi, and then in those days when you enter Shirdi, there used to be a rivulet, and in the rivulet there used to be nothing. You have to walk from Kopargaon if you go there. So you have to cross that rivulet. These days when you go there to Kopargaon, and after that when you get the rivulet, there is a very small, nice bridge has been built. For the last 25 or 50 years, there is a bridge. In those days, that area had lots of bushes, and when all these devotees or Shirdi people who live there used to use that particular area, because there never used to be water, there were always bushes and sand. Are you okay? Pain? Sit down on the sofa. Yeah, if you want, please. Used to use the area for morning ablutions, and then men and women used to use it in the dark, and then with a torchlight, meaning flashlight. India it is called torchlight. They used to go and then come back. Jyotindra Ramachandra Tarkand, Jyotindra, as is most popular person in that family, even more than Sita Devi. Jyotindra was very close to Shirdi Sai. He went there that morning for morning ablutions, and then when we had a flashlight, torchlight in his hand, and then a small vessel of water. When he was preparing himself, there is a big noise from the other side, probably a distance of half a mile. There's a big noise. They'll say, Londa ala pala, Londa ala pala. This fellow is an English medium student all his life, therefore he doesn't know Londa. Londa is nothing but a huge column of water. People have lived in Maharashtra, am I right? Huge column of water, in this case about 15 to 20 feet of water. This is taken from his own account given to his son, Mahindra. In that water is coming, he didn't understand the local language, and therefore, he went on minding his business. But then, suddenly, again the same noise, and then he stands up, and then he hurriedly finishes his job, and then stands up, and there is a villager saying this again. And then from the hurried tone he was saying, he just takes a flashlight and looks back. There is a huge column of water, 15 to 20 feet is coming, blackish column. It is just about 20 feet away, 20-25 feet away, and Jyotindra doesn't know what to do. Real life, Jyotindra's real life. So far I am on very real terms, so many stories, real. All the 6 stories are absolutely real. Because that will send you the sparks of Shirdi Sai. Today that is my idea. Who is Shirdi Baba? He sees the water, he says, Baba Melo Malavachva. Baba Melo, death. Baba see death. I am dying, Baba, please save me. Malavachva. Okay? Please save me. I am dying, please save me. There is no please in that Marathi word. Baba, I am dying, save me. Am I right? Baba Melo Malavachva. And he starts running. He is thinking of Shirdi Baba. He closes Shirdi. Dwarakamayi is still about 15 minutes run. 20 minutes walk, 15 minutes run. He is just running. He doesn't know. He was sure he was going to die that day. So thought Rishi's mom. Right? So thought Rishi's everybody. The doctors, neurosurgeon thought the same thing. Pulse is going down. He is brain dead. Blah, 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 blah. What is brain dead before this big uncle? Right? He will save everybody. Very serious accidents he saves. One of the best recent examples is the speaker himself. Some of you know. The speaker himself. I'm not saying something. I should be dead. This is the 3rd time Baba is saving me. My wife knows. So I'm living on borrowed times. What is borrowed times? I'll say in personal talk, borrowed times is not the English meaning. Borrowed times to do something good to humanity. Borrowed times to understand Shirdi Baba more. I don't claim to understand Shirdi Baba 100%. Tip of a magnificent iceberg. This magnificence nobody can know in one lifetime. That is why I am here. In one lifetime, जानना बहुत मुश्किल है. Therefore, he is running. When the water closes on, he thinks, I'll be dead, I am dead. When it comes closer and closer, the water divides into two streams, and then it is flowing without touching. The water is flow, blackish water, where is the branches of trees, cattle, debris. Everything he is seeing, but it branches off and then he is not touched and then he is walking. This happened in Shirdi. And then the water keeps on coming down. It takes 10 to 15 minutes according to his write-up. 10-15 minutes, and then it goes to the knee level, and then at that time the water touches him. He is wading through knee-deep waters, and then he goes into his room. He came with Sita Devi, his mother, and then they wash and then tells Sita Devi, mother, everything. And then they say, it is Shirdi Sai who saved you. Let's go to Dwarakamayi. By the time he woke up at 4:15, by the time it is 5:30, Baba is up with his chillam. They go there, and then he say, my dear son, why did you call me? Were you in some danger? He called, right? Baba Melo Malavachava. That's why he said, did you call me? Are you not well? What happened to you? It's a long chapter of Jyotindra Ramachandra Tarkat, but I stop there. You know why? Baba is there in your life to do similar miracles. It needs a staunch, unswerving faith. If you have that faith, you will stop coming to the next door neighbor's satsang. Only once, several devotees I know very well, only once they come. Come to all the satsangs. Uncle is not wasting your time. I will apologize if I waste your time. If my satsang is, I would apologize to you. I have done it. I have spoken for 1.5 or 1 hour and 20 minutes. Some topics, that alluring topics, I can't stop. Of course, even on the non-satsang days, I talk about Shirdi Baba. Several people know, he knows. Several miracles I have described, some of which I don't have time. In the borrowed times, I don't have times to talk about all these miracles. About Lokesh, I can talk for hours. He looks at Lokesh, he talks with him every other day. What a great soul that he is. A fellow who lost his paralysis down under the hip. How is he going to live? I think every day. When you and me are driving car, he cannot drive a car. When you and me are walking in the evening on a sunny day on March 16th, he can do that. When you are eating freely, when you go to Jim's Pizza, that Kroger's Italian pizza you enjoy, he cannot do that. More than that, even when he does it, the thought that he lost his daughter and son and a dear wife will be pressing him all the time. What kind of a life is that? Have you ever thought about these things? Uncle thinks about these things, and the two girls, how are they living in Guntur? Every day, believe it or not. Sometimes I will be lost thinking about what are the girls doing? Are they getting good marks? Are they passing? One girl is supposed to be this, another girl is supposed to be this. All these are confirmed by my friend, a great devotee, Shiva. Jyotindra is a legend in Shirdi Baba's literature. So is Sita Devi, but Jyotindra's interludes, experiences with Shirdi Baba, nobody has. But then, I am also wrong, nobody has. There is another great woman. Everybody thinks in the Shirdi Baba's lore, Dwarakamayi is the first woman devotee who became a disciple. You are wrong, terribly wrong. There is a person whose samadhi is in Madiwala, near Bangalore, outskirts of Bangalore, in the Reva Gardens. Reva Agraharam is the address, it ends up with Bangalore zip code. She was born in Bedlakanaru near Coimbatore. That story I am withholding. It is the most brilliant, the pearl of a story for this evening, because it came last. I do not have time, it's already 8 o'clock. If you hear that story, you would tell me, Mama, talk more about Shivamma Tai. Talk more about Shivamma Tai. Lived to 105. Age 101, 105. Left all the beautiful chores of a counter's life, a very noble life. She became a saint. So even before Dwarakamayi came to Shirdi, she went and had seen Shirdi Baba. Born in 1889, When she was 14, 15, she had seen Shirdi Baba. Advent of 19th, 20th century, she had seen Shirdi Baba. And Baba had taken a very special attention on this Shivamma Thai. Original name is Rajama. She is from Coimbatore, Vellakanaru, White Well in English. There's a small village. I know this village, and she became a saintly person. As temple, the only temple where Shirdi Baba appears in black marble stone in the world is that only temple she built. It is in Madiwala next to Bangalore on the Bangalore-Chennai expressway. I'm not talking about that because if I talk about that, you will all become very sad. What a sacrifice she did in life to be blessed by Shirdi Baba to become a saint. Thank you so much, and the most magnificent Sadguru lecture is only a beginning. I got so much of magnificence to delve deeper into, and then someday I'll share with you if I have more borrowed times. Thank you so much. Now we will do the puja. This puja definitely will open the doors of some golden edifice, golden, wherever you want to go, the doors, golden doors will open, and you will be able to see results. This is such a puja. Only thing is you develop more faith, keep doing. Every month you do. Some people do it every week. Om Sri Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Lakshmi Narayana Namaha. Om Sri Sai Krishna Rama Siva Maruti Yati Rupaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sesha Sai Ne Namaha. Om Sri Sai Godavari Tata Shiladivasine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Hridayalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Hridayavasine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Buddhavasaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Buddha Bhavishya Pavavarjitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kalatitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kala Kalaya Namaha. Kala Darpa Damanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kala Darpa Damanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Mrityunjayaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amartyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amartyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jivadaryaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvadaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktavana Samartaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktavana Pradignyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Annavastradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Arogyakshemataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Dhanamangalya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Riddhi Siddhidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Putra Mitra Kalatra Bandhudaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Yoga Shema Vahaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Apad Bandhavaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Marga Bandhave Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhukti Mukti Swarga Pavargadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Priyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Priyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Priti Vardhanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Antaryamine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sachidatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Nityanandaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Paramasugataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Paramatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jnana Swarupine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jagadapitre Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktanam Matrudatru Pitamahaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktanam Matrudatru Pitamahaya Namaha. Bhakta Abhaya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Paradinaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Anugraha Kataraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Saranagada Vatsalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Saranagada Vatsalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jnana Vairagyadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakti Sakti Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Prema Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samshaya Hridaya Daurbalya Papa Karma Vasana Chayakaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Hridaya Grandhi Bredagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Karma Dvamsine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sutta Sasvastidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Gunadita Gunatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Gunadita Gunatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Ananta Kalyana Gunaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amita Parakramaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jaine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jaine Namaha. Durdarsha Shobhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Aparajitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Trilekeshu Avigatagataye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvasakti Murtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Asakirahidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvasakti Murtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Swarupa Sundaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Swarupa Sundaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sulokshanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhagirubha Vishwamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Arubhavyaktaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Asintaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sushmaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sushmaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvantaryamine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Manovagatitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Prema Murtaye Namaha. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சுலபதுர்லபாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சுலபதுர்லபாய நமக. அசகாய சகாயாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி அசகாய சகாயாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி அநாதநாத தீனபந்தவே நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சர்வபாராப்துதே நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி அகர்மானேக கர்ம சுகர்மினே நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி புண்ணியச்ரவண கீர்த்தனாய நமக. தீர்த்தாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி வாசுதேவாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சதாம் கதயே நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சத்பாராயணாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி லோகநாதாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி பாவனநாகாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி அமிர்தாம்சவே நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி அமிர்தாம்சவே நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி பாஸ்கர பிரபாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி பிரம்மச்சரிய தபஸ்சர்யாதி சுவ்ரதாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சத்யதர்ம பாராயணாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சித்தேஸ்வராய நமக. சித்தசங்கல்பாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சித்தசங்கல்பாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சித்தசங்கல்பாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி யோகேஸ்வராய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி யோகேஸ்வராய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி பகவதே நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி பக்தவத்சலாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சத்புருஷாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சத்புருஷாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி புருஷோத்தமாய நமக. சத்யதத்வபோதகாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சத்யதத்வபோதகாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி காமாதிசட்வைரித்வம்சினே நமக. நபேதநந்தானுபவப்பிரதாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சமசர்வமதசம்மதாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி தட்சிணாமூர்த்தயே நமக. வெங்கடேசரமணாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி அத்புதானந்தச்சரியாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி பிரபன்னார்த்தி ஹராய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சம்சார சர்வதுக்கஷயகராய நமக. சம்சார சர்வதுக்கஷயகராய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சம்சார சர்வதுக்கஷயகராய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சர்வவித் சர்வதோமுகாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சர்வாந்தர்பகிஸ்திதாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சர்வமங்களகராய 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 நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சமர்த்த சத்குரு சாயிநாதாய நமக. சர்வாபீஷ்டப்ரதாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சமரச ஷண்மார்கஸ்தாபனாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சமர்த்த சத்குரு சாயிநாதாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி சத்குரு சாயிநாதாய நமக. சாயிநாதாய நமக. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ சாயி அனந்தகோடி பிரம்மாண்ட நாயக ராஜாதிராஜ யோகிராஜ பரபிரம்ம ஸ்ரீ சச்சிதானந்த சத்குரு சாயிநாத் மகாராஜ் கி ஜெய்.
Shri Sai Namo Namah. Jai Jai Sai Namo Namah. Sadguru Sai Namo Namah. Om Sai Namo Namah. Shri Sai Namo Namah. Jai Jai Sai Namo Namah. Sadguru Sai Namo Namah.
Om Sai Namo Namah. Shri Sai Namo Namah. Jai Jai Sai Namo Namah. Sadguru Sai Namo Namah.
Om Sai Namo Namah. Shri Sai Namo Namah. Jai Jai Sai Namo Namah. Sadguru Sai Namo Namah.
Om Sai Namo Namah. Shri Sai Namo Namah. Jai Jai Sai Namo Namah. Sadguru Sai Namo Namah.